So calculating factorial is a classic computer science problem, and with many problems that you'll see in computer science, the first time you encounter it, the solution will be out of reach of your imagination, and then once you see a solution for it, then it's one of those things where you'll never forget it, like riding a bicycle. And not only that, but you'll be able to take that strategy and apply it in different situations. And so that's true of the solution for calculating the factorial of a number. So here is the solution, right? We have a number, we have a 5 factorial, and 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and that comes out to 120 if you go ahead and calculate it out. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to use a for loop, because what it's going to do is we're going to do 2 times 1. We're going to take that answer, and the next iteration we're going to multiply that by 3. The next iteration we're going to take the answer and multiply by 4, and the next iteration we're going to take the answer and multiply by 5, and then we have our solution. So here we'll say 4i is equal to 2, I is less than 6, I plus plus, and so this for loop is going to iterate, and I is going to be equal to 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and then it's going to be equal to 6, and 6 is not less than 6, so it's going to break. Okay, and that's what we want. And so now we need to have this starting value of 1, so we're going to make a variable called fact, and we're going to set it equal to 1. Okay, now here in the for loop, the equation that we want to do is fact times I, right? And the thing is that fact is going to be a counting variable, which means it's going to be on both sides of the equal sign. So that way we're going to get the set of calculations that we want, because the first time through the first iteration of the for loop, the calculation that's going to happen is 1 times 2, and then the answer to that is going to be saved in fact. Right? So fact will be equal to 2. And then the next iteration of the for loop, it'll be fact times I, which is incremented to 3, so it'll be 2 times 3. And so fact is now equal to 2 times 3, so fact will no longer be equal to 2 anymore, it'll be equal to 6. And then the next iteration, the fact is going to be 6, so it'll be 6 times, and I incremented to 3, so 6 times, oh I'm sorry, I incremented to 4, so it'll be 6 times 4, and 6 times 4 is 24. And then the last iteration where I is equal to 5, it'll be 24 times 5. And fact will be equal to that expression, which comes out to 120. And so voila, we're done, right? And so if you are taking in the number that you want to factorialize, like let's call it f, right? And it's equal to some input from the user, right? Then we're going to take that input from the user and we're going to use it right here. And so we're going to put f minus 1, or I'm sorry, f plus 1 right here in the place of the 6, and that way you can use this algorithm to factorialize any, or calculate the factorial of any number that the user enters in, and that's the solution.